Good morning, guys. Welcome to another Working Mom Weekly Prep, where I'm not so much a working mom and I'm not so much prepping for anything during the week. Hey guys, Sarah here, back for another Working Mom Weekly Prep video. But like I said in the intro, right now I am actually not currently working. I'm not going to get into it a lot, but the stress of everything has put a lot of stress on my body, and it hasn't been the best for my pregnancy. So my doctor's advised that I don't work for a while. So daycare's closed for a while. We'll see. I don't really know what's going to happen with that, but I'm just trying to stay positive. Luckily most of my families didn't need me anyway. And then yeah, there's not a whole lot to prep for the week. We've just been a whole family hunkering down together, but we are actually out and about today a little bit. We're gonna go to a park trail and go walking. We haven't done that in a couple weeks. And then one of us will run into a couple stores for some things we need, but obviously like the girls are gonna stay in and one of us will stay with them. So that's what we're up to this morning. Pick one for Bryony, honey. What we've always called burrs growing up, I don't know what you guys call them. I taught the girls how they stick to your pants, and that's how the seeds spread. Right, he's sticking them to our pants. Yep, or animal fur. One of us was gonna run into Home Depot really quick because if you didn't see, our basement flooded like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago maybe now, and it was from a water line to our fridge rupturing, and then it went all into the basement, and so it got under the flooring. So the flooring needs to get pulled up and replaced, and we want to do that soon before mold starts growing. So we need samples so we can do that. So otherwise we wouldn't be going into those stores right now, but it is kind of like an emergency situation. We don't want mold in our house. So trying to get samples of like waterproof flooring that no matter how much it floods, it won't wreck and there's nothing for mold to grow on. But we need to get some samples. So there was a huge long line and they were restricting who could go in. So we're just gonna skip that and try Menards, and then Sam needs to run into Target for a few things, but that's pretty much it. These are the type of flooring we're looking at, like the vinyl planks where they're completely waterproof. They have some kind of like composite inside, and they usually have some kind of backing on them. That's also waterproof. So I got a bunch of samples so we don't have to go back in, and we can check reviews and hold them up in the two different spaces. The daycare room and the basement are going to be the basement for sure, and then we're gonna rip out the carpet of the daycare room, which was already the plan, so we're just gonna have a match now. Wow, cool. We are back, just had lunch. It's almost 12:30. Laid Bridie down. Sally's just color changing her LOL. San is working on some cookie recipes. We'll probably talk about that more later, but he's just trying out different recipes and different fun cookies, and we actually delivered some to some friends and coworkers of his this morning just to have them try them out and give their family a little happiness delivered, because we all know this is a very hard time for everyone. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing during nap. It's just been like all these days of just staying home. Like there's stuff I want to organize and stuff, but it's just like when I finally have nap time, I'm tired, you know? So I've just been working on different things, reading, resting. Look at this. Cool. But it is beautiful out. It's like 60 degrees now. Last Sunday, which was Easter, it actually snowed like 8 inches. It was crazy, and we had green grass and tulips coming up and stuff. But as usual in Minnesota, it's not abnormal to have a snow after the plants start coming in. So it's all melting. The girls had an igloo that they got to play with for like 1 day. Oh, hi.
Hello.
But we plan to be outside all afternoon. And the girls got these bubble guns in their Easter baskets that we haven't been able to use yet. So we're gonna do them tonight.
And they come with a bubble.
Yeah.
I like that they come with bubble.
Pretty cool. So because daycare is closed for the time being, and because we want to redo the floors in the basement, I brought up some of the basement stuff like the play kitchen, the dollhouse, the garage and stuff. And this is now, we're just calling it the playroom. The girls can play down here, and so they've had a lot of fun building and not having to destroy their creations, which is really nice. They don't normally have that luxury to save it on the tables. They made little forts, which is really fun, and just having a blast down here. I just feel really grateful that we have this space. So I got all these samples. I felt really bad getting this many, but when there's so many different brands and colors and we're in a shelter in place order, like I don't want to have to go back. So I don't know if they'll let me return them, but so there's a ton of different brands. They had a whole aisle at Menards full of different ones, and so yeah, they're completely waterproof. So I'm gonna like hold them up to the trim here and the fireplace, and then check them out with the trim downstairs because that's different, and then check reviews. So yeah, it's really hard when a lot of them are very similar, but I'm just gonna kind of start picking away at ones that I don't like as much. And then I also have these more red toned ones because the trim downstairs and the trim in the rest of the house is a little more red, and down here they did more of a chocolatey color. So I'm trying to get something that looks good in both places, but like I'm guessing this will be too light. This might be too dark. I don't know if I want that dark, just because first of all it really darkens the space, and second of all if they're doing crafts and there's Play-Doh, and you know, I just don't want like every little speck of dust to show up in these like really lived in areas. I mean, every area in our house is lived in, but you know what I mean. Another thing I'm doing is just like really feeling them, and if they feel too smooth or too like, or if up close they just look really like printed and not as realistic, I'm taking them out of the mix. So right now these are the ones I currently like, and I mean these are so beat up, but that's kind of, it's not what I would have chosen for this house, but that's what they put. So I guess it's good for a playroom where it gets beat up on. But I'm gonna also check these by the fireplace and then bring them all downstairs as well. Luckily this fireplace has like so many different colors in it, and has, we learned that these bricks actually came from the Chicago fires, and I think it was the early 1900s. They repurposed the bricks, and somebody in Minnesota bought them in the 70s and then like sold them to contractors to put in houses. So it's just really cool to have like that pop of black. I don't love like just red bricks, so I just really love how that looks. So it's already kind of rustic looking and stuff, so I wanted to go with ones that kind of went with that feel a little more. You can see like it kind of matches these ones better and not the warmer tones as well, but we have more warmer tones downstairs, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but it is something I'm kind of paying attention to. So this is the room where it flooded. I'll post some photos so you guys can see, because the kitchen's right above here. Wrecked a lot of our ceiling tiles too. We'll have to replace. We may have to replace all of them if we can't find the exact same one, because we redid this basement when we first moved in because it flooded. So we had to do like a whole waterproofing system, go through arbitration. We won, but it was just like a very long, arduous process. But we ended up, I thought when we did this, we were doing more of a chocolatey color, but once my mom actually had done all the staining, because Celia was super little then, and I just was working, I didn't have a lot of time, but it's a little warmer colored stain. But the floors were darker. So I'm just gonna have to kind of play around with that and see what I like. So all of them are lighter than what we currently have. I kind of like that because it did end up showing like every little speck of dust and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, they look better in person than they do on camera. Like this doesn't look horrible. This looks a lot grayer on camera, but they are a little warmer than they look. Okay, I have 4 left that I have narrowed it down to. 2 are slightly warmer, 2 are slightly chocolatier. I got rid of a couple because they were just so thin. I mean, these are already, I don't know how many millimeters, like 4.5 millimeters. That's plenty. This one is, I don't know, this one's a little thicker, but I don't want them so super duper thin. It just makes me feel like the quality is not as good. So these ones, and I like how wide they are too, the wider plank. So it's just a matter of, I'm gonna look up and see if there's any reviews. That's the hard thing with Menards website, is they don't have reviews, whereas like Lowe's and Home Depot do, but Menards has such good like customer service and returns and rebates and discounts and everything. So it's hard to compare, but I mean, they're all, every single one of these that I've seen all looks pretty much the exact same. But I'll probably do like some scratch tests and look up more like how many layers of like stuff do they put on top and stuff like that, what are their warranties, and kind of go from there and then see what the prices are on these. Yeah, and all 4 of these would be fine down here. I mean, this one matches the trim the best, but you know, I'm gonna probably just go with whichever one, like if I look up pictures online and I like them and they have the best reviews and stuff. Like these 2 would look the best down here, but I never noticed it being horrible with like a more chocolatey color down here, so I don't think we can really go wrong with any of these. Like looking upstairs, like we have a more reddish tone in the rest of the house, but like these beams are super dark, more like the chocolatey color. So I mean, we kind of got a lot of wood tones going on in this house, but it, you know, it doesn't feel weird or anything. And these are some we picked up last week that are just laminate, and this is not what we want, because if the middle gets wet at all, it will absorb water. So I mean, these are nice, but if you have any place you might have water or flooding, I would not recommend these. I would go with the vinyl plank flooring, because they have like, it's not wood, it's not porous at all. I don't think you guys have seen my bump in a while, but 22 weeks and looking super pregnant. I get gigantic when I get pregnant, so expect it out to here by the end.
A lot of recipes say to sift your flour and mix your like dry ingredients together before you make a cake, cookie, anything that involves flour. That prevents clumping and some other problems that you might encounter. So one trick that I've learned, I've done this forever since culinary school, is you take a whisk and you just kind of mash it like this. This will help break up clumps, and then like you can slowly just take your whisk and mix everything in together. This is like a lot easier than putting it through a sifter thing or a china cap or whatever to break up your clumps. So this is a little trick that I learned that I wanted to pass on to you guys.
I posted this on Instagram, but I was adding a bunch of books to my wish list of like just my Amazon list of books that I want to read eventually. And then this book came like a few days later. I didn't actually mean to order it, but it's just kind of funny, but it's really, really good so far. So if you are introverted and worn out by parenthood, for sure, especially now, I think we all are, but I would definitely recommend this. I will leave a link in the description. Since I won't be doing daycare, I wanted to have a routine and some like break times throughout the day, so I just made this on PicMonkey. But basically, I just used clip art, and it was very simple to do since I have experience making stuff like this. But basically we have our routine, and one girl will be the line leader of the day, and they'll get to move the clip. Celia thinks it's pretty cool, don't you? You want to show how we do it? We're actually on the back side now on nap and quiet time.
Can you put it to snack?
Oh, it's not even close to snack time right now, but and then we have, I mean, it's very rigid, but
Yeah, we get to do Kindle time.
we'll see, yeah. But we may be outside because it's so beautiful out, but I have like, it's very rigid, it seems rigid, but it's actually very flexible, and if we don't do it in this exact order, that's okay. But they have to earn like Kindle or yoga time. At the end of the day, I get a break from 3:30 to 4:30. Sam gets a
What do you
break
have
from
to do?
8:30 to 9:30. And then we have nap to do stuff, but you know, Celia doesn't take many naps anymore. Although she can definitely use one once in a while, right?
Today I'm not napping.
Nope, you're not napping today, but we're not doing any screens for nap time today. Yeah! Then you gotta let go and then do it again. You gotta let go of the trigger.
It's not working.
Here, guess it is. We're getting it. Good job, girls.
Bubbles! Hooray, bubbles!
This is what is left of our igloos. Ryan's painting it with chalk. That's our rug that got wrecked in the flood we need to get rid of. You getting really good at that. Woo! Good morning, guys. It is Sunday. I'm in the van and I'm actually just gonna go drive around for like an hour. This is something I started doing last week, just 1 to 2 times a week, just to get out of the house and clear my head and see the sun. And you know, I'm not going in anywhere. I might stop and get like a drive-through coffee, but that's about it. And it's just a really helpful thing for me. I'm an introvert. I think this time is hard for introverts and extroverts. It's just hard for everybody, but especially, you know, on the introvert side, I'm around my family constantly. I don't ever get a break. I went 4.5 weeks without going anywhere at all, really, besides with my family. So I started doing this, and it's helpful just to drive around, get out, listen to podcasts, listen to music, clear my head. Sometimes I'll bring a book and just sit and read. You know, it's just a time to get out. I think it's helpful for anybody, especially parents, just to get out during this time. I'm not, you know, breaking the shelter in place or anything, but just need to get out for all of our sanity's sake. So that's what I'm gonna go do for a little bit at 7:30, and then at 9:30 my dad's gonna pick Stan up. He's got his trailer and they're gonna go get the flooring, so we have it whenever we're ready to actually go ahead with the flooring removal and putting in the new floor. Empty trike, Celia, Brady. Smile. What are you doing, little miss?
I got my basket. She went.
Well, the girls play, and I am just absolutely loving this book so much. I don't know, about 1/3 of the way through, loving it. So this is the flooring we ended up going with. Looks like really good with our island. It is I accidentally grabbed 2 of them, which is kind of funny because that's the one we went with. It's the Vericore. It's by Target with Pro-Gen Rigid Core Technology. It got good reviews from what I could find. It's the milled hickory cotto color, so it's kind of in between the darker and the redder, but it got the best reviews, and I like it. So we had to order some online, and then we cleaned out what they had in store. So feel really happy to have that off my list. Oh man, guys, I just woke up from a nap. San actually was delivering his cookies for people to try during nap. I thought Celia was sleeping, and I woke up to her staring at me, so that was fun. But it was absolutely like the most gorgeous day outside. I don't know if you guys can see like the sun coming through the windows. So we are gonna just spend most of the rest of the day outside in the backyard, just hanging out as a family. Like I said, there's not a lot to prep or anything. We'll just clean as we go. I don't have daycare this week, so I don't have to like get everything vacuumed and get all the bathrooms cleaned right away. And we just are gonna do it when it needs it. And it's kind of a nice pace for a week or 2. I kind of take some stress off. I'm trying to just really take care of my body, carrying this little sweetie pie. So yeah, we're gonna go hang out outside. I'm really excited. We have just been enjoying the last few hours outside. It's absolutely beautiful. We're coming in for supper. Sam made these beautiful wings, and it's gonna be bath and bedtime for the girls. Do the girls eat all the same things we eat? No. Sometimes yes, but sometimes no, especially because Sam eats like burgers and hot dogs most nights. But they requested mac and cheese, and they've been begging for it all week, so we made it for, well, Sam made it for them tonight. Hey guys, it's actually a week later when I'm filming this. I forgot to film the end, but we just had a really good end of our day as a family. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye guys.